Where the talk is debates.
What do you mean? It burns out. Okay.
No, it does really bad. Cocaine burns your nose like the worst.
It actually burnt out your certain parts of your nose.
Well, yeah, like, put it this way, you know, like, when you sat there, sipping coke one night, and then you're like, oh my god, my nose is fucked, and then you wake up, let's say you sip back, you're like, oh shit, I just got a massive drip back, like...
What do you mean
yeah,
drip
yeah,
back? What's a
come
drip
on,
back?
like, you know, like, coke just sits there burning away at your nostrils and that, do you know what I mean? But anyway...
What, all of a sudden, you've got a fucking holder Anyway.
Are you ready?
Talk to me. Yeah, there's your rum.
The royal fucking family.
Is that what you want to talk about next? Is that your next thing?
Yeah.
You just go from periods to cocaine
yeah,
to
come
royal
on,
family.
we're switching it up.
Come on, switch up. I'm
mean,
ready. I can talk about
don't
anything.
want,
anything.
like, I think...
The period thing, all I could do is listen about that, but anyway.
Okay, so, like, first thing I want to say, like, is...
First thing.
Bit like, controversial. I know that, like, obviously the royal family... They're all fucking lizard, fucking paedophiles, whatever.
Oh, lizard paedophiles.
What I want to, like... And to be fair, it's not even my opinion. It's just something that I think might be a little bit right, that I'm just relaying. So, like, my friend was like, listen, if it weren't for, like, the queen being the queen, like, imagine if it was a king in, like, today's kind of times, dealing with, like, a son being a paedophile, you know what I mean? So, like, the queen has to put on a persona all the time. So, do you know what I mean? I think we might have been into this a little bit.
Wait. Are you saying that the queen doesn't?
I'm saying.
Hold on.
I think she might have. I also will probably be so wrong, but I think she might have put up a really good, like, I don't know.
Wait, let me ask you a question.
Like, defense?
Let me ask you a question. Do you think the queen
I think she held her fucking shit together. Good. She dropped,
what,
like,
emotions?
all Prince Andrew and all that shit. She dropped them all from, like, the appearances, blah, blah, blah.
Are you saying she's not involved?
Oh, I'm not saying she's not, like, she... Are you
not saying she's the head paedophile?
I know she has involvement, but I don't think she has control over the involvement. I think she's trying. I do think she's trying to cover it up, like, somewhat, but not for, like, I don't know. I'm not saying nothing because I just don't.
You are saying something.
I don't appreciate the royal family, but what I'm saying is, like, in order for things to, like, have evolved the way that they have, I feel like we needed it to be a woman. You know what I mean? No,
I don't know what you mean.
I knew you was gonna say that anyway.
Well, I don't know what you mean, so I gotta tell the truth. So what do you mean you need it in our day and in our time and day? Because at the same time, we had the first female prime minister as well, Margaret Thatcher. Are you saying that? Are you saying that in this country, at our particular point in time, we need a female monarch?
I'm saying at that particular point in time, yes, we did need a female monarch.
Or do, because she still is.
We probably still do.
Why?
And also to think about the situation of when the queen does die. She's done all that she could have possibly done in her power to make sure, you know what I mean?
No, to make sure what? Finish off your sentence.
Come on, like.
To make sure what?
Let's talk about the royal family. Like, let's talk about.
What do you mean? She's done all she can to do what?
I just think she did it in a more elegant. But I mean, I can't even say that. That just sounds fucked up. Like, I didn't even mean to say that. Like, what I mean is, if we had a king, the fucking world would be destroyed. Do you know what I mean? A lot sooner than what it was supposed to be. Do you know what I mean?
There's a few points I want to add to that then.
I mean,
get your
I
point.
think there was a lot
Let me
more
know when you
points that I
finish.
should have added, but I'm just a little,
No.
like, you know.
It's a conversation, so we'll go back and forth.
It don't mean much. It don't. In fact, it does, because it did stick out in my mind. So like, it weren't something that like I came up with, but like when my friend said it to me, I was like, actually, you might be right, because if we had a king like leading us through all these times and stuff like that, and you know, like all the exposure with the pedophilia, whatever you want to fucking call it, like she's remained very modest, and she has taken action.
What does that mean?
Whether you like to believe it or not, just because she hasn't like, well, oh yeah, I'm gonna stand up
What
as a
action
queen
did
and
she
tell
take?
you that my son is a paedophile. You get me? That's never gonna happen
What action did she take?
to anybody. Like to anybody, never mind the fucking royal family. You
What
get
was
me?
the action she took?
She just like she took him away from like any like
And she sent him to America
public
to be put on trial.
appearances and shit like that.
Well, that's hiding him.
I mean, I think he's been
That's
on
what you do to
trial
your
for a
child.
long time.
Trial. He's not on trial because the Americans want to talk to him, and he's staying away, and she's protecting him, right?
She ain't protecting him all.
So she's not.
I don't think she's denying or anything like that. She's taking him away from any like public appearance or any money that he can make, right? So that's a statement in itself.
Yeah, as in,
And
we
then,
may have something to hide, so I'm gonna put him away so you can't get access to him.
Nah, like not really. Nah.
What would you do to your
I
son?
don't think
Let's
it's
say-
necessarily the queen. I think it's.
Let's say it's your son. What
I
would
think
you
it's
do?
the media.
You have a son.
Well, if I had a son,
He's 15 years old.
he would protect like.
He's been accused of paedophilia. What are you gonna do? You're gonna throw him into the police. You're gonna send him to the police station, make them arrest him and do it, or you're gonna and maybe
Yeah, I would. Like I would. Like
Okay.
every dog serves its age. You know what I mean?
So you and your
But
son.
the
your son
difference
may-
is,
your
yeah,
son may
my
go to
son
jail.
would never grow up with paedophilia because I'd be like the best mum. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Just saying.
I'm glad to hear you say that because I've not heard you say that in the past. But yeah, I'm glad to hear you say that. But if you're gonna be the best mom, does that mean you'll protect him even when you know that he's done something wrong,
Listen, like
or does that mean
I
you're
would,
gonna get
I
him
would not
punished?
even like to have that. I don't even want to say this because it's probably a bit. It might piss people off, but I wouldn't like to have a son like not knowing that he was not gonna have like a support network. Do you know what I mean for a father? Do you know what I mean? Or like he weren't gonna know who his dad was or anything
Okay.
like that. Like fuck that shit, man.
So what makes you?
Or like, or
what-
just
so
anything like. I think children, they're a gift. Do you know what I mean? They're a gift from God. Like they don't have a choice. Like they're pure. So just let them be pure in it until
Well,
they're
they're pure until to a certain point until we
Until
corrupt
they
them
don't wanna
and
be
fuck them
anymore.
up. Yeah.
Like, cause for me, I think like I grew up like
Yeah, talk about
in
you.
the
And,
last-
talk about you and your children because
Nah, but like for me,
this is the girl, by the way, that says
like,
she don't want any children.
Imagine Stacey and Liam like moving from Sheffield City to a little rusty old town. Like, who are these? They've got a weird accent, all that kind of stuff. So I was all right in the sense that I didn't have to deal with that. But
So what would you do with your children? That's what I want to know.
I don't even want to think about it. Like, I literally don't.
Why not?
Because
When you talk about them, it sounds beautiful.
oh man,
How-
it
wait,
would
wait.
be
How
so
many?
beautiful.
How many? How many?
Oh my god,
Wait,
I would have
how
as
many?
many as I could pop out. Like I literally said, I was like, I would have 10 kids. Like, I would.
10.
I love like gypsy tradition and all that shit, man. I love like the
What? Where the women can't do anything until they got a
Nah,
husband?
I would quite easily sit at home and clean all day and cook.
Okay, yeah, so you're
look
talking
after
about
my
traditional.
children. I love kids.
Do you know what?
fucking love kids, man.
As much as that sounds nice, I can't imagine you. You get too bored too easy, man.
Nah, see, I like it. Know what I mean?
So you just want to be like a housewife looking after the kids and shit.
I don't want to be a housewife, but I don't know what else I want to be.
So if you're not going to be a housemaid,
I
then-
would
if you're not going to be a
quite happily
housewife
be
and a mother,
housewife,
you just said you don't want to be a housewife.
but only like to a guy that's worthy of my, like. Do you know what I mean?
No, I get it.
You know
Someone
what
who's
I
worthy
mean?
of you dedicating your.
Because I don't want to be that that mum that's like, oh yeah,
Single
fucking
mother.
hell,
You
your
don't wanna be a
dad, you
single
know,
mother.
he's
Yeah, yeah,
alright. You know what I mean?
Like most of these motherfuckers where they're not
Yeah.
together. So they're
Like-
bad mouthing each other and they're not together as a
I
family.
do really like the idea of a secure, forever. You know what I mean? But I'm not. I'm not fixated on it. Like I'm not saying it's ever gonna happen. But
This is different from what you used to say before, though. You're changing.
If
This is
I
the girl
had a
that says she'll
child-
never have a
If I had a
child.
child, everything will be put in place.
If or
like,
when.
regardless.
If or when.
But
If or when.
for some reason, I feel like it would be a he. Like I don't know. Like I just want to say he. I just got a gut instinct.
Well, why won't it be a he and a she? Or
But
two
maybe-
two he's and a she?
Maybe it will be a she. No.
They. What about they?
No. That's even worse.
Well, you saying you're only going to have one?
Nah.
So it could be
I don't know
they.
what I'm
It could be a boy and a girl. It could be two girls and a boy, two boys and a girl.
I think I'm either gonna have like one or like two.
No, I think what you're going to do is you're probably going to have a child, realize, forget all the selfish shit. You're going to start focusing on that youth, because then once you have that youth, it's like, oh my God, fucking hell, I've got to concentrate. You probably will be a real good mum based on all the bullshit that you've been through.
Oh no,
All the
there's no
bullshit you've been
probably
through.
about it. I
Yeah,
would
yeah.
definitely like.
Yeah, all the bullshit that you've been through.
I don't want to become a mum because of how many times I could like go wrong. Do you know what I mean? Even without going wrong, like there's just so many factors that I'm like, that little tiny soul don't have a choice, so why would I make, do you know what I mean?
Yes, then it's down to you, isn't it? It's
not
down to
make
you
it,
to...
yeah, like that plays on my mind a lot, like
You have to fix up as a human being.
and like I even said, like when I was in hospital the other day, like she said to me like, what would you do? And I was like, well, if I weren't in the right situation, I would have an abortion. Like I'm not gonna lie to you. And she was like respecting me for it and all this. She was like, you know, because I think like it is a little bit frowned upon, it, abortion, like. But at the end of the day, like, what you gonna do? What if I was like, what if I literally was sticking needles in my arms and I was like, fuck it, like look at Tasha, who had a baby and she had all of the insides taken away.
Who's Tasha?
Well, she's died, like she died now, like.
Oh shit, okay.
You know what I mean?
So someone you know that's died.
Yeah, but she had she decided to be a dickhead and keep a baby. That, you know, like if I got pregnant, I knew my body's not gonna cope with that. Like, do you know what I mean by
So
that?
you're saying your
My
body
body's
won't
not
cope with...
strong enough
to cope with pregnancy.
To cope with two people at the same time.
But that's what your body's built for.
No, it's not. Like, so what? If I'm smashing my body and drinking every day and blah blah.
Yeah, that's
blah,
if you're doing all that. Are
That's
you going to do that if you're
okay.
pregnant?
Well, exactly. So imagine if I've been drinking every day and then one day I was oh God, I'm pregnant. I'm like 5 weeks pregnant.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna stop drinking. I could.
No,
probably die if I stopped
the question is,
drinking.
are you going to stop drinking? If you find out today, you got
If
diagnosed
I
today.
found out, yeah, if I found out
Or
tomorrow,
tomorrow,
that I was pregnant,
tomorrow.
I'd get rid of it straight away.
Okay, because you're not in the right situation.
Yeah,
Do you know what? I
100%.
respect you for that. Because
Always.
yeah.
Even if I was at a point where
Because you're not.
I
Because you're
was
not.
like,
And not only that, you're not with anybody. So the dude, you're not in a proper relationship. So there may be an opportunity if you went to him and said, listen, I'm pregnant. What do you think? Do you think we should really? He may say, yeah, let's go for it. Let's do this. What would you say then?
yeah, because actually, yeah.
What would you say then?
No, I've had situations where, like, from a young age, by the way.
No, answer that first.
Like, let me just say that. Ask
Answer
the
that
question
first.
again. Ask it again.
So
okay.
if you were in a situation where you found out tomorrow you got pregnant, yeah?
Yep.
And before you decided to have an abortion, you thought, you know what? Let me tell him first.
Oh, I would. I
Hold on,
would
hold on.
anyway.
And he turned around and says, you know what? Fuck it, let's do it. What would you say?
Let's do it.
What?
Honestly,
what would you say? Not what he would say.
I fucking love kids.
Yeah.
I really do. But for me,
Because you just said you'd have an abortion.
it's, you know, I've had some weird trips and stuff like that. You know, like when I smoked DMT, I felt like my answer was, I've always had like a baby guardian angel and stuff like that. I don't know.
Yeah, that's
People
all
call
dream-
it
that's all
conspiracy.
dreams
yeah,
and myths.
exactly. There you go.
If
there
it was
you
that
go.
situation and you
It's
got
all
pregnant and
dreams.
you found out tomorrow,
So how comes
and
that?
the guy
How
said,
comes-
"Well, you're putting you on your
how
toes now. You
comes-
don't like it. You don't like it." do you?
No, listen. So how comes that day when I spoke DMT and then I just he was like, so what did it tell you? And I was like, well, I don't know. I can't remember nothing, but I don't think I can have babies.
Yeah, I remember you say that.
And he's
before.
like, well, you know, fucking blah blah blah. That's all I knew. Out of everything, yeah, I felt so emotional, but I thought that's all that I knew. But I didn't feel bad by it. You get me? And I felt like a dickhead for saying it.
Is that the only thing?
I
Reason
felt
why
like, you know, when people go, you know, when people are like, yeah, I had this and they lie and stuff like that. I felt like I were, like I'd not had my full trip. That's why I went. That's why I was like, give it me again. And I went right through, like, and it weren't the same experience, you know. But I have had that baby angel there a couple of times on that shrooms and different fucking psychedelics anyway, so I know that's a real thing.
Because I thought with you, and
it's beautiful, you know what I mean? You just see that little fucking thing and you're like, you just can't explain nothing because it's that, you know, majestic.
whenever I've spoken to you and you talk about this shit, it's like you can't have children. That's what you're saying to me.
Yeah,
You
like,
can't, so therefore I never will because I never can, and therefore that's the end of the story.
Well, to be honest with you, Nathan, yeah, like, I've always, you know, I've always thought that anyway until I smoked DMT, and that's.
How recent was that? When was that? When was that? When was that?
It was.
Had to be recently,
I think
right?
it was this year. It was this year, wasn't
had
it?
to be. I think so. It's gotta be.
Yeah, it was this year.
Because
it was this year, definitely. Yeah, it was this year. But
because I forgot to tell you, there was another dream that I had that where you was in, and you had 4 children.
yeah,
You had 4 children. You was wearing
I
fucking.
love kids,
You
man.
was wearing floral dresses.
yeah.
You was driving.
I love looking after people. I really do. Like, in a weird kind of way.
You could tell because you like looking after that dude.
No, like, no, I don't like that. No, I do, obviously.
Yeah, you do it because it's kind of like a duty kind of thing,
It is a duty.
and it would be with your own
Duty
children
calls.
as well.
Bit of fucking cod. No, but anyway.
No, I think to be fair, I think that's what you need. Look what happened the other day. I think that's what you
Yeah,
need.
it was crazy.
I think
It
that's
was
what you need.
crazy. Like, how can you sit there and try and tell people about that shit when they know that you're fucked up already, but they think that you're fucked up because you fucked up, but really you're really fucked up, and you're like, if you even knew the half of it, man, like, you know.
Listen,
what I mean?
2 dreams I've had of you. One where you had children, 4 children. You look happy. You was driving.
You got such a God voice.
Hold on.
He
Hold on.
sounds like the God.
And then the second one,
The second one
where I was at your funeral.
will come.
Where I was at your funeral.
Yeah,
No
that's
kids, no
crazy.
nothing.
I told Carly
No
about
kids,
that
no
actually
nothing.
because Carly told me that she had some fucked up dreams, man. Like, she didn't tell me for years. And then obviously when she told me, I'm thinking like, oh my God, because these like certain particular dreams, I was like, that's happened to me. Do you know what I mean? And it scares you and stuff. And how they say that you can't watch somebody that you care about dying. You know, all that kind of shit. How when you said, oh, I dreamt that I was at your funeral.
Mm-hmm.
I think, I don't know, I just want to say, like, the law of attraction at the minute is a real thing. Because, like, even before all of this, I was having these dreams, and then I met up with my mate, and I was dying the last time that I'd seen him and stuff, because I'd had this dream that basically, like, I dreamt something that had come real, do you know what I mean? And I'm there like, yo, like, it's fucked. But when, like, it took me a few days to click on with what happened with Carly because obviously I had that dream about it, because I don't dream much. Well, I dream, but I don't remember. So, like, obviously I've had this dream and it's in the back of my mind.
What, not even straight away? You don't even dream. You don't remember straight away.
I went through a phase where I was like, I started dreaming again, and I wake up and write my dream down straight away.
There you go, yeah.
Because literally, I'll wake up and I'll be like, oh my god, I need to remember this. Like, I'll remember this when I wake up, and I'm like, nah, like, I can't remember. It's been like that for years. Do you know what I mean? And like for years where I can't remember like even dreaming or nothing at all. And then, so then when you do it, it's like, fuck, like I need to remember. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy. But yeah, I had a dream. I lost.
What?
I've had some weird.
You lost what?
I lost my little sister in my dream.
Shit,
do you know
okay.
what I mean? So do you know what I mean? I had a dream.
So do you know? I think one of the potential people is that your baby father is going to be Roger.
Oh yeah, cool.
All right. All right. Obviously, I'm joking there. Yeah,
Good luck to me then.
Yo, I see this sun today. Jesus Christ. Anyway, better I'd not talk about that.
Nah, like listen, I'm not gonna lie. That guy's a tight motherfucker.
Talk to me.
Come on, like.
I know he's tight, but anyway, talk to me. Tell me stuff I don't know.
Like, I don't even know. Like, he's just, that guy's a weird. I don't know what he's on. I feel like if I went any further, I was definitely gonna be like some missing, like, European chick, like, you know.
Did you ever do anything with Roger?
No, never.
Never. Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like very
close, very close.
No, never close.
Okay.
Never close. What I was gonna say is he's
He was
very
infatuated,
like, oh, I don't even know, like, he knows how to play the game, but
apparently he's got
no, because there was times where I was like, yeah, you know, he's gonna give me a lot of money and stuff like that, and then there was times where I had to turn nasty on him and be like, listen, you know, I'm not doing this for fuck all. Like, I want, because he'd be like so adamant to give me. Yeah, like, you know, like I'm not, because.
Not doing what for fuck all?
Like, let's be honest, it was more on like a status business kind of thing, you know, like.
What kind of business are we talking about? I don't fucking know.
Well,
Tell
you
me, man.
fucking telling me.